Hi, my name is Cassidy Williams, and I chose to interview a professional in the interior design industry named Dala Alflares. She is the owner of FJI Interiors. Dala worked her way up in 3 different companies throughout her career following college and recently left to begin her own company. Starting my own company is something that I have the desire to do in life, so I was interested in interviewing her to gain insight on the obstacles she has faced or process she has gone through working in the industry and leaving to begin her own company. As I am finishing up school and contemplating my future career path, I began by asking her about her experience with graduating and moving on to get her master's in interior architecture. She explained to me that most of the time for interior design, people get masters because they want to become a teacher. And if that is not the case, going straight into the work field without a master's is perfectly acceptable. We also talked about all of the events that led her to begin her own company. While working part-time as a teacher, she worked her way up through 3 companies to be a senior designer. A senior designer is one step lower than a creative director, and she wanted to move into a creative director position, but there was no positions opened. So she stayed in the senior designer position for 3 years until she was recruited to begin her own interior design branch at an architecture firm. She successfully did this and then decided to open up her own firm since she just did it for another company. I asked her questions on what it was like finding her first clients and tackling jobs all on her own. It was great to hear the entrepreneurial spirit she had while finding her first clients. Having only worked at smaller firms, I asked her about the differences between working at a small firm in comparison to a larger firm. She explained how a smaller firm allows you to get your hands in many more facets of the design process, and you will learn to be a more well-rounded designer. Whereas working at a large firm also has their perks, but since there are so many more people, your work becomes much more streamlined. As far as daily tasks go, Dahl explained how the complexity of owning your own business requires you to wear multiple hats. She has to be able to keep on top of completing and managing projects while still building a reputation in the community. She has to bring in new projects for when the current projects end while still tending to her current clients. Since she has to wear so many hats, her daily tasks can vary from design work, client meetings, site visits, all the way to business and finance management. While in the interview, I got the opportunity to listen to her on a phone call accepting work from a new client. It was great to listen in on how successfully she conducted the phone call, while walking the client through the design process and scheduling a future meeting to talk further about the project. After this phone call, she explained to me that now she is at a point in her business where she has a few projects under her belt and she's starting to get a lot more word of mouth and recommendation-based jobs coming her way. She always makes sure that her work is to a certain caliber of perfection so she is able to confidently work with other trades such as contractors or architects, which in turn has helped her build a good reputation and get more jobs. I believe that the interview went extremely well. I think that Dala also enjoyed meeting and getting to talk through her experiences of networking and building relationships in the industry. At first, I wasn't sure what to expect to get out of the meeting, but after, I felt really happy that I gained some great insight from someone doing exactly what I want to do. What was surprising to me was how much I actually learned about the process of running an interior design firm. I am also very grateful that Dala was so transparent with me in her journey. Currently, I am going through the process of choosing to go through a grad program, doing an internship, or finding a job after college in Arizona where I am from, or going to another state. And talking with Dala made me feel more settled with all of the ideas swirling around my head. So I still feel the same that I want to go into this creative career, but my confidence level in actually doing it has grown.